Well, that one got my heart rate up. Rock and roll. I suppose if I'm going to read the script, I better hurry. I spent my early childhood here at Lama Foundation. It's 100 acres, an intentional community founded in 1968 by some relatives. We had no electricity, no plumbing. We heated with wood and we lit with kerosene lanterns, and you could see the stars at night, and you could see the sunsets in the evening, and you could see things that you will never ever see in Charlotte unless we change something quickly. This is an adobe masjid designed by an Egyptian architect, Hassan Fatih. It's built in such a way that the roofs is made of domes and vaults. It's all made of mud and adobe, and I helped Muslim reverts and local Chicanos build it in the plateau in New Mexico and Abiquiu. And I started thinking about the idea of what you needed to live on this earth, and I came up with the idea of how to escape both of my step-parents by building myself a little pod, and it would have everything I needed in it. It would have my water and my food and my refrigerator and a place to take a nap and hang my big guitar and store my harmonica. And I also became entranced with the idea of semi-permanent architecture. That is, things that don't require you to dig into the ground, but it also allow you to have buildings. And this is the Ashes and Snow Museum. It's a fantastic exhibit that's toured around the world. It's made of hundreds of shipping containers that are rented on site, and then the components for it are shipped to each location. This is a total digression to another topic. Look at the consumption of food in 1 week by an American family versus an African family. Consider the packaging, consider the production costs, consider the waste, consider the overall food chain and what goes into it and how we have to reconcile that. Peter Neurath in his book, Shadow Cities, talks about how the urban ghettos are going to increase by 1 million people per day, such that in the near future, 1/5 of the world's population will live in shanty towns. So I began to wonder, what does that mean? If you all had to live in this room together, what would we do? And I started thinking about shipping containers and the fact that they're cheap, they're standard, they're very strong, and I magically came up with the idea of having that as a shell for the pod that I envisioned as a teenager. We can find these containers for $2,000, and they're very, very strong, and they're all over the world. And these are the first two we put at Parkwood and Pegram for the free store. So my employer, where I teach technology, Central Piedmont Community College, helped me move forward with this idea, and we started the EcoBox project, which you can see at ecobox.me. I thank them very much, and I'm always heartened to see little CPCC stickers all over town on everybody's car. So keep the love going. So they helped me out. And this is a presentation to the Mint Museum. I wanted a slideshow with no text, so I put my mission statement on that slideshow and took a picture of it. But I thought we'd have bigger screens. The goal is to make a 2-person comfortable living space that's off the grid out of a standard shipping container that can sustain itself, but is comfortable by Western standards. But we have to consider the inputs and the outputs. And unlike your Nintendo or your DVD, you don't have these cooler color-coded wires to plug in. You have to consider those inputs and those outputs. And that proves to be one of the biggest challenges we face. So going forward, you have to consider what you inhale and what you exhale, what you consume and put out. This is a picture of a light at the Whitewater Center, and you'll notice that it has no wires leading to it. It takes the sun's energy, it charges a battery, and then when you disturb it at night, the light goes on for the duration that it is needed. It's a self-contained system, and the only inputs were the original manufacturing. We'd like to build something along these lines. These are napkin doodles, but they give you a sense of the complexity. Write down everything that you bring into your house, from oxygen to food to water, and what you put out, including body heat, feces, urine, compost, trash, recycling, ex-lovers, and who knows what else. And then you've got to make sense of it and figure out what to do with it. So here's some initial plans. The roof has water tanks for hot and cold water. You've got solar thermal and solar photovoltaics. You've got a lot of windows, because who wants to live in a 40-foot long narrow tunnel? And then you've also got a simple floor plan that could accommodate 2 people, either living as roommates or as friends. This is Tiger Woods' yacht. Everyone seems to care about Tiger Woods. His boat is about 10 times bigger than my project. However, I had to think a lot about privacy, because that's the name of his boat, and I'd like you all to yell out what you need privacy for. You've got 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. All I heard was sex. Well, you could do that in public, but it's not a necessity the way the other things are. So you need privacy to wash yourself, you need privacy to sleep, and you need privacy for what else? No, you can pray in public quite nicely, thank you very much. So the idea is we have to create a space where people can be protected. When you're most vulnerable, you're washing, you're going to the bathroom, you're sleeping. You don't want to wake up with a gun to your head. Here you see the project in its various phases of transition. We started orange, we went with divine white, we've cut boxes. Window, shout out to the Restore, $22, rotated 45 degrees. We now have South Carolina on our box. We've got metal from Foyle's Junkyard to do rainwater diversion, and Matt there is our welder. Those are the solar panels. We're not in great sunlight, so we moved it to the side. That's me wondering where my safety helmet is. And then we've got 10 panels generating 1.3 kilowatts. That's about 1,300 watt electric bulbs. You can go by and see this anytime on campus between Memorial Stadium and the Pratt building. And this is an interior view. Hammocks are great because you don't need beds and you can buy them cheap. And this was donated from Eagle's Nest Outfitters in Asheville. Great outfit, great hammocks. We're thinking we can put quite a few hammocks in a shipping container. Also, we've got steel stud walls to hold the insulation that are floating to get a good barrier, and recycled Restore doors to make up the ceiling. This is the final outside picture. This is right on campus. Please come by and see us. We're going to be putting it on a trailer next week and putting it on the street in Charlotte Clean and Green, and then the following week we'll have it at the Restore. And we're going to get some more panels. By the way, the city doesn't like things like this, so put it on wheels and it's just a vehicle. And this is Haiti after the earthquake. Half of the 1 million refugees have no overhead shelter. The rains are coming, and with the rain comes disease, and people are living in the lowlands. We think that we can give people comfortable, permanent places to sleep for under $200 a head, but we need people to help us figure that out.